All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash, the True Inferno. And y'all know what time it is. It's another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday. And we got Straight Outta Compton by N.W.A. So, a while back, I saw the movie, and it was one of my all-time favorite movies because of how powerful it was. And obviously, it's based off the N.W.A. group. And to some degree, this album, but it was really about the creation of the group, the end of the group, and beyond that. But we sticking with the album, which is called Straight Outta Compton. So this joint came out August 8th, 1988. So this joint came out 10 days before my birthday, and it was recorded under Ruthless Records and Priority Records as well. And it was recorded from 1987. The tracks were recorded, that is, from 1987 up to 1988. And the producers involved were Dr.Dre, DJ Yella, who did the production for the album, and Eazy-E was the executive producer, saying he was the one who ran Ruthless Records. So, with that out the way, a little background info regarding this album. So basically, as the hip-hop community worldwide received the album with a high note, the members of N.W.A. became the top stars of the emerging new era of gangster rap, while popularizing the lyrics of Ice Cube and MC Ren. The album also helps to spawn many young MCs and gangster hip-hop groups from areas such as Compton, Cali, and South Central LA, as many thought they had the same story to tell and the ability to pursue the career track that N.W.A. has taken, hence the formation of groups such as Compton's Most Wanted. Now, there is a little bit of controversy here, and this is more than little actually. Because of the recurring violence and sexual lyrics and profanity, often specifically directed at governmental organizations such as the LAPD, N.W.A. always enjoyed a particular reputation with U.S. senators and the FBI, as noted in the LP's published notes. This situation persisted over the years with the group's visible head, Eazy-E. One of the reasons for this was, and that the track is called Fuck the Police, the highly controversial track from the album that's resulted in the FBI and the U.S. Secret Service sending a letter to Ruthless Records informing the label of their displeasure with the song's message, and that N.W.A. was banned from performing at several venues. The FBI letter only helped further popularize the album and N.W.A. In the group's 1990 song, 100 Miles and Running, while the music video shows the crew running from the police, Dr. Dre raps, and I quote, "And now the FBI is all over my dick," end quote, as a response to the FBI's warning. Also in his song, 1990 song, America KKK, that's how it's spelled, America, and then there's like 3 Ks, America's Most Wanted, Ice Cube mocks the FBI with the line, "With the payoff, cops gotta lay off, FBI on my dick, stay off." So yeah, if you see the movie, you knew all about this without question. Or if you was around and you followed the rap/hip-hop scene back then again, you knew about this. So yeah, without question. Now let's talk about the album itself. So basically, this was their, and this is weird because you could say this is their debut studio album, but it did come out with a compilation album a year prior called N.W.A. and the Posse. But Straight Outta Compton was their debut studio album that was number 4 on the Billboard Top 200, 9th in the top R&B/hip-hop charts, and 8th in the Australian charts, 36th out in Germany, 7th in Ireland, 43rd in New Zealand, and 35th in the UK, selling around 3.5 million copies, and was platinum by the BPI and triple platinum by the RIAA. And I believe there was it did make some charts. Yeah, it did make some charts. It also made the US Billboard Top LP charts, peaking at number 37 in 1989. And it was 9th on the US Billboard Top Soul LPs, which is weird. And then in 1991, it was 51st in the Australian album charts, 43rd in the New Zealand album charts. I think I mentioned those numbers prior. And then in 2003, it was 20th in the Irish album charts. In the UK album charts, it was 35th. And then out in the 2015/2016 charts, it was 8th in the Australian charts, 55th in the Austrian album charts, 17th in the French album charts, 36th in the German album chart, 7th in the Irish album charts, 15th in the Italy vinyl records charts, that's a new one, 38th in the Norwegian album charts, 54th in the Swiss album charts, and actually this was 6th in the UK R&B album charts, And of course, I believe I said this probably already, 4th in the US Billboard Top 200. So there you go with that. Now, before we go on with the tracks, let me explain something to you guys real quick. So the original album that came out in 1988, I'm about to say 1989, but 1988 actually. Here's the deal with this joint right here. Yeah, 1988. The original joint had 13 tracks. Then they reissued the album, but it came with 4 bonus tracks. And then they reissued it again for the 20th anniversary edition in 2007, and it came with even more bonus tracks. So let me get the original out the way, because we only gonna focus on the original, not the bonus or the reissues joints, anything like that. We only gonna focus on the original. So the first track is called Straight Outta Compton. So yes, the classic right here. One of the 3 singles off the album. The second track is the most controversial one right here, Fuck the Police, THA as in the Fuck the Police, followed by Gangsta Gangsta, which is the second single off this album. Next up is If It Ain't Rough, RUFF, followed by Parental Discretion, is IZ, Advised. Track number 6 is called 8 Ball Remix is in parentheses, meaning there's an original somewhere, probably on that Compilation album that came out a year prior. Track number 7 is called Something Like That, followed by another classic, and a lot of people should know about this one, Express Yourself, rather, which is the third and final single off this album. Track number 9 is called Compton's In, the letter N, Compton's in the House, and then of course in parentheses, this is the remix right here, it's remix. Track number 10 is called I Ain't the One, THA, and then the number 1. Track number 11 is called Dope Man Remix, so obviously there's an original somewhere. Next up is Cry on the Set, again, the spelled with an A. And then Something to Dance To, the number 2 instead of the word 2. So there you go with the 10 original tracks. Now the 2002 reissue album consists of 4 bonus tracks. Express Yourself, which is the extended mix, which features MC Ren and Ice Cube on the track. A bonus beat is as track 15. Track 16 is Straight Outta Compton extended mix. And then we got A Bitch Is a Bitch, IZ, not IS. Now, the 20th anniversary version, they got 5 bonus tracks. Obviously, they call it, 14 called Fuck the Police Tribute Remix, but the word fuck is censored. And then we got Gangsta Gangsta. All these tracks are tribute remixes. So Gangsta Gangsta, and then we got, let me rephrase that. Fuck the Police was performed by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Track number 15, Gangsta Gangsta Tribute Remix, was performed by Snoop Dogg and C Murder. Track number 16 is Dope Man, performed by Mac 10. Track number 17, If It Ain't Rough, performed by WC. I want to say that's Wyclef. I have no clue who that is. And track number 18 is called Compton in the House, which is the live version, not a tribute version, but the live version. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let's get on with the 3 singles. So the first single, like I said, is called Straight Outta Compton. So this joint came out as a single July 10th, 1988, like a month before the album dropped. And it was also on N.W.A.'s Greatest Hits album with an extended mix and the best of N.W.A, The Strength of Street Knowledge. So there you go with that. And it was voted on number 19 on About.com's top 100 rap songs and is ranked 6 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop. And we'll get more on the charts in a second. So there is a music video for this, obviously, which is pretty dope if I do say so, like myself rather. And they did make the charts. It was 63rd out in Ireland. It was 66th in the UK singles charts, 38th in the US Billboard Hot 100, 13th in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, and 9th in the US Hot Rap Songs charts. And it was platinum. The single alone was platinum. And I believe that's it in terms of information for this single, which is kind of shocking. You would think there'd be more information on this, but not really. Oh, no, I'll take that back. This song became the group's first top 40 hit song, in large part due to lack of airplay since N.W.A was banned from many radio stations in the 1980s, charting 27 years after its initial release and 24 years since the group originally disbanded. So that's really interesting. Next up is the second single called Gangsta Gangsta, which came out September 5th, 1988. So, little background info. This song was in the Grand Theft Auto 5 game, along with Appetite for Destruction, which is not a part of the Straight Outta Compton album, but we're gonna move on from that. Little background info on this one. The song conveys the dangers of living in the streets of Compton and South Central LA, but also speaks of the appealing side of gangster life. The song has been covered or otherwise remade several times since its release. Among them includes versions done by The Game, Mac 10, and the 57th Street Road Dog Villains with Tech 9, and a parody of the lyrics appear in The Salamander by Graw. Okay. That 57th Street one, I never heard of them before, so I had no clue who that is. But yeah, there you go with that. And it did make the chart. It was 70th in the UK singles charts, 91st in the US Hot R&B/hip hop songs charts, and 11th in the US Hot Rap songs charts. I don't think there's a music video for this one. No, I'm gonna go on the record and say there's no music video for this one. The third and final single is Express Yourself. So here's the deal with this one. This joint came out March 27, 1989. And here's a crazy thing. Unlike most songs on the album and by N.W.A, the song is devoid of profanity. So this is like the only N.W.A song that does not have profanity. I crap you not. So that's very interesting. The song's lyrics focus on the concept of free expression and the constraints placed on rappers by radio censorship. The song is notable for including lines criticizing other rappers for not swearing in order to get radio airplay, despite the song itself containing no profanity, being based on a pop music sample with a clearly radio-friendly tone. In May 1990, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation's music radio station Triple H, notably stunned by playing Express Yourself on a loop. The station staff had gone on strike over the suspense of Triple J's new director, Nick Franklin, after he had played a portion of fellow N.W.A songs, Fuck the Police, in a segment discussing the song's subject matter. The station had notably been playing the song without incident for several months, but ABC's Radiohead had requested that the song be given a rest, quote unquote. The song was played 82 times in a row until the employee was reinstated. Triple J paid tribute to the event in April 2014 with the launch of its new service, Double J. Jeff Jarrett, I'm not just playing. What's with all these wrestling references? Which replaced ABC Dig Music, was preceded with another loop of Express Yourself, including the original recording and covers performed by Australian musicians such as Daryl Helen and the Audreys. Now, there is a music video for this one. I was aware of this. I have seen this one, actually. And there's a few cover versions as well, some done by Silk the Stalker and Labyrinth and others. And this did make the chart. It was 96 out in Australia, 26 in the UK singles charts, 45th in the US Hot R&B/hip hop songs, and 2nd in the US Hot Rap songs chart. And out in the UK, it did get silver. Now, let's get on to the controversial song here, Fuck the Police. So here's the deal with this one. Since its release in 1988, the Fuck the Police slogan continues to influence pop culture today in the form of t-shirts, artwork, political expression, and has transitioned into other genres as seen in the cover versions by Bone Thugs and Harmony, Dope, Rage Against the Machine, and Cottonmouth Kings featuring Insane Clown Posse. So, this is going to be interesting. Fuck the Police parodies court proceedings and butted them by presenting Dr. Dre as a judge, killing a prosecution of the police department. 3 members of the group, and actually there's a music video for this, Ice Cube, MC Wayne, and then Eazy-E take the stand to testify, quote unquote, before the judge as prosecutor. Through the lyrics, the rappers criticize the local police force. 2 Interlude presents reenactments of stereotypical racial profiling and police brutality. At the end, Dre finds the policeman guilty of being a redneck, white bread, chicken shit motherfucker, end quote. Okay, and then here's the FBI later right here. So the song provoked the FBI to write to N.W.A.'s record company about the lyrics that expressed disapproval and arguing that the song misrepresented police. In his autobiography, Ruthless, the band's manager, Jerry Heller, wrote that the letter was actually a rogue action by a single pissed off, I'm gonna butcher this word, bureaucrat with a bully pulpit named Milt, I ain't gonna pronounce his last name, who was falsely purporting to represent the FBI as a whole, and that the action, and I quote, earned him a transfer to the Bureau's backwater offer office, end quote. He also wrote that he removed all sensitive documents from the office of Ruthless Records in case of an FBI raid. In the FBI letter, Milt went on to reference, and I quote, 78 law enforcement officers, end quote, who were, quoting again, feloniously slain in the line of duty during 1988, end quote, and that recordings such as those produced by N.W.A, quote, were both discouraging and degrading to the brave, dedicated officers, end quote. Milt did not mention any N.W.A song by name in the letter, but later confirmed he was referring to Fuck the Police. And of course, I talk about the whole censorship that went on involving Triple J. And there were some issues out in New Zealand as well. April 10th, 2011, New Zealand dub musician Tiki Tane, with 2 A's, was arrested on charges of, and I quote, disorderly behavior likely to cause violence to start or continue after performing the song at a gig in a club in Tauranga during an inspection of the club by the police. On April 13th, Tiki told Marcus Lutz on Radio Live that the lyrics often features in his performances. His arrest came as a complete surprise. So, yeah, there you go with that. And this song did make the charts, even though I guess you could say it was a single. It was 49th out in Australia, 97 on the UK single charts, and 25th on the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts. Then we got, here's where things get interesting here. I guess the original version of Dope Man Remix is Panic Zone, so let's read up on this one. So this joint came out August 13, 1987, or it was in the same single EP, whoever, as Dope Man. So let's see. Looking at this, Panic Zone is the debut single by N.W.A, and obviously this was off the compilation album N.W.A and the Posse. However, apart from the track title and 8-Ball, the record also includes Dope Man, a song about a local drug dealer who is raided on hand and foot by frequent clients whose lives has been ruined as a result of their consumption of his product. So, despite its notoriety and popularity, Dope Man was never released as a single. So that's pretty interesting as well. So this is not a single, but it's like a little bit of info on Dope Man. Alright, so with all that out the way, let me give you guys my favorite tracks off this album from worst to first. 8-Ball Remix is the worst track off this album. The tempo too slow for me. The drum kit is straight. The melody is bland as it's random at times. And overall, the track is okay. It's not bad, but it's just okay. And compared to every other track on the album, this is the worst track off this album. Parental discretion is advised. The melody was okay. I like the bass line used though, but the drums was just bland. Like the tempo though, and overall the track is okay. Then we got Express Yourself. So even though this is a classic, it's like, but it got, the melody is like this happy-go-lucky feel for me, which I'm not a big fan of. They should have used a different snare in my opinion, but overall the track is pretty cool, and you can't hate the lyrics. You really can't hate the lyrics on this one. Something Like That, the melody was straight. Should have used a different snare, but the track is cool. I Ain't the One, the tempo is slow, but I like the drums. Melody was cool too, and overall the track is cool. Dope Man Remix, the drums are cool, but probably should have used a different snare. The melody was cool though, and the track is cool. Something to Dance To. This is a unique one actually. I like the tempo. The lyric style used in this one is unique, but real talk, this track could have done better without the lyrics. I really like the melody used in the hook, but the melody and the verse was cool too, but not in comparison to the melody used in the hook. Overall, the track is cool. Compton's in the House Remix. The melody is cool, drums are cool. Probably should have used a different snare though. Overall, the track is cool. If It Ain't Rough, the melody is cool. I like the kick drum here. Really like the scratches and the tempo. The track is really cool. And then Gangsta Gangsta is the fourth best track off this album. This is a classic, obviously. The melody is cool. Really like the drum kit, and the track is really, really dope. Alright, so I'm about to give you guys my top 3 tracks off this album, and 2 of the 3 are singles. And you know, y'all should know what they are. So the third best track off this album is Fuck the Police. This is a classic without question. The melody is really cool. I probably would have used a different snare on this one if I was producing it, but the track is really, really dope. Really like it. Second best track off this album, and I have to say this is probably the most underrated N.W.A song ever. I had to hear this. I had to hear all of their tracks, but I had to put this one up there as their most underrated song. Cry on the Set. Really like the tempo. The drum pattern is really dope. The melody is cool. Maybe use a different snare, but the track is really dope nevertheless. And then of course the classic, Straight Outta Compton. Come on now, this is a classic. The beat is hard as heck. Excellent track without question. Really like this track. This is without question my favorite N.W.A. track ever. Without question. No debating this one. All right, let's look at the professional ratings. AllMusic gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Blender gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The Chicago Tribune gave it a 3.5 out of 4 stars. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The LA Times gave it a 3.5 out of 4 stars. Pitchfork gave it a 9.7 out of 10. Hill gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. Rolling Stones gave it 5 out of 5 stars, as did Uncut. In the Village Voice gave it a B. So, what do I think about this album? And actually, before I go on, let me give you guys some more accolades. So, in 2003, this album was ranked number 144th in Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, the 5th highest ranking for a hip-hop/rap album on the list. In 2007, it was selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry by the Library of Congress as being, quoting here, culturally, historically, or artistically significant, end quote. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let's get back to the question of what do I think about this album? Okay, some of you may not like where I'm about to go with this here, but I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Hey, at least it's more favorable than what the Q gave it. They gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and keep it like I did. But if you got a physical copy of this album, there's nothing wrong with that either. Again, I really like Straight Outta Compton, and I like Cry on the Set. And yeah, there's some classes on there like Express Yourself, Gangsta Gangsta, and Fuck the Police. Obviously, we all know about those tracks. But, me personally, like the West Coast scene back then was not exactly my cup of tea. So, that's my personal spin on this one. But again, there was some good lyrics, obviously, without question. But the beats used on this album was like, overall, there was some that was really good, but others was like, okay. But nothing really stands out like that with the exception of Straight Outta Compton and to some degree Cry on the Set, even though it's like, in my opinion, at this point in time, their most underrated track. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and keep it, at the very least, download it. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.